Hi, this is MC of Healthy by George. I come here every Thursday and Sunday to talk about health, being, and longevity as we get older. My hopes are is that we can learn more about things we can do daily so that we can live long and be as healthy as we can as we age.
Welcome to Healthy by George. I want you to know that this is for informational purposes only, and it should not be considered as medical advice, nor does it have anything related to my employer. So it's always best for you to check with your own medical provider before you do anything that I recommend or for any medical treatments. So please join me, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
So, November is our month of Alzheimer's kind of recognition. And Alzheimer's is a difficult condition that we're all having to face in the world because it's increasing every single year. So why is Alzheimer's a problem? The problem lies in that there's many levels of this progression of Alzheimer's, and that we don't have really good treatments, and we don't really have good tests that tell us that somebody has Alzheimer's. We're getting better. I think there are some blood tests that give us an indication that you're at risk. I'm not quite sure what they are, but I will talk about those later in the month. But I think the problem is that we can have two brains that look similar with these plaques that are in the brain, and one person will be cognitively fine and functioning and no problems, yet the other person will be struggling with remembering things or knowing who they are around or who they are, who the people in their world are. And truly, I have some experience that is what happened somewhat to my husband. My husband had multiple sclerosis. He had minor cognitive decline. This is the problem with any kind of cognitive decline. It's not like a straight line down. It's this fluid kind of thing. And that we don't really understand why one day somebody will be not remembering who you are, and the next day or the next moment, actually, they do remember everything. And so it can be very frustrating to be around, to deal with, to manage. And we're still learning how best to help people who are having cognitive decline. We're also still doing more to understand how we can help ourselves reduce our cognitive decline. And I know for me, this is about practicing things that are difficult and uncomfortable, opening myself up to learning new things. And that is the biggest thing that we can do to help with our brain health. That plus movement and a diet of real foods and less processed foods, helping ourselves with a better sleep practice. There's easy things that we can do daily that can help us with our long-term brain health. And that's what we have to focus on as we get older, is how can we be daily giving ourselves a dose of life that will help us with our cognitive health. Because losing our ability to think and be present and have memories and learn new things and keep ourselves engaged in our life, that's what makes life rich. And I think that's why Alzheimer's is so challenging, is that we see this person that we love, who they are to us, who we've known them to be, to suddenly slip away. And that's why it can be difficult. I know with my husband, his cognition was something that was very slow. It was slow for us to recognize that he forgot how to open a bag, or he forgot how to put on his pants, or that if you were cooking something on the stove, it was hot. So sometimes this process of cognition can have very small changes that we don't really recognize. And I think that's why sometimes if somebody has some type of Alzheimer's or dementia or cognitive decline, The signs of it can be really subtle. It can be changes in personality. It can be loss of memory, yes, or it can be something simple about function, about something about putting on clothes. I know that was one of the biggest things that I recognized with someone who had a brain problem, is that they forgot how to take off and put on their clothes. And it wasn't really apparent, but it became more apparent to the caregiver and to the spouse because they realized that just putting the clothes in there didn't do anything. The person did nothing but look at the clothes. I know for me, that's what happened when I had a patient that I was working with, and I brought them they were thirsty. I brought them a cup of water, and I sat it in front of them, and they looked at it. And I realized this person has forgotten how to pick up a cup and bring it to their lips and drink it. So there's lots of things that happen with our cognition that we take for granted. We take for granted our movement that we do every day, opening a doorknob, turning on a light switch, and putting on clothes, how to put our clothes through, our arms through the holes in our T-shirt or our pants legs, remembering to wear deodorant or perfume or to take a bath even. All of these things can be minor details of our cognition becoming less and less fluid and capable of being engaged. If you are having any kind of cognitive issues, anything that you think is a problem, I think for me, one of the things that I always find a problem is you forget someone's name or you forget a common word that you would have on the tip of your tongue. That's a very common problem as we get older. We have this tip of the tongue loss of words that should be readily available in our minds. Be well, my friends. Do the things daily that you can to preserve your brain health in any way you can. Get enough sleep. I know I'm working on sleep myself. 2, do things that are challenging mentally for you. I've taken up playing the piano again and working hard to learn a new language. I would love to be able to talk to my partner in French. His language is French. And then I definitely would love to do things, I think, in the scientific world that are beyond the things that I understand. I know I'm excited about the tool I'm developing for pain and chronic pain called Comfort Wave. And that's in its kind of beginning stages. Do what you can. Get better sleep, good nutrition of whole foods, take some exercise, do things that are meaningful to you in your life, have social groups that you're part of. All of those things can help us with our cognition. So let's all focus on Alzheimer's disease this month and the ways that we can improve our thinking and our mental health and well-being. Be well, my friends. We have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally, okay? And join me here. Subscribe every Thursday and Sunday. I'd love to see you and hear from you. Bye-bye.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift. And every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.